Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the Applichanger from Ressha Sentai ToQger. So the Applichanger is ToQ Rokugo's changer device, aka the Orange Ranger, or the first Orange Ranger for me at least. But anyway, let's go ahead and we'll jump right in with the packaging like we usually do. I'm on a bit of a smaller tripod, so bear with me, that's what she said. But there's really nothing that spectacular to go over. I do really like the packaging though. You got a picture of Rokugo there just holding the phone, and then it shows, you know, that there's a Ressha that comes with it, Build Ressha. And then you got the top little thing up there, which is kind of like abnormally long. And then on the top here you got a picture of him pointing saying, "Hey," I don't think he's saying that. And then it just shows the changer again, how it opens. Side shot of him with the device and stuff. Another shot of him holding the changer. And then on the back, it just kind of shows, you know, how it functions. Kind of like how these things go. You know, you got with what these are the buttons do. These are the sounds. You can scan these. Look, you can talk on the phone. Just all that various stuff. But nothing too out of the ordinary or anything like that, but I do actually really dig the packaging. It's pretty neat looking. Alright, so obviously with this you get the changer and the Build Ressha. Just to get it out of the way, so we don't forget it, let's take a look at the Build Ressha. Obviously the front piece of his main, Zord, there we go. I was searching for the word for some reason. And it is orange, and there's nothing really that spectacular about it. It's pretty basic, as you can see. It looks nice for what it is. Really nothing, like I said, nothing spectacular about it. Obviously it's going to be used with this, but you can also use it with the ToQ Changer, so that's cool. So let's go ahead and bring that in. So, here's the ToQ Changer. So you can just slide it in here. And you can do the transformation noise. So it will pretty much make a noise as if he was transforming with this. And then you can also do the summoning Ressha noise. So you get Build Ressha's noise, and then, you know, his little effects after it. And then you can do the line change, and then something different happens there. So I'm going to do Ichigo like I always do. So it says it a bit differently, which completely makes sense considering Rokugo does not do line changes. So yeah, those are the noises for that. So now we can just set this aside for a second, and we'll take a look at the changer. So obviously, if you couldn't tell, the Applichanger is upside down. That's the first thing. But the Applichanger is based on a cell phone, a smartphone. Obviously, it's quite a big, obviously, this is quite a big. No, I don't know why I did that accent. Obviously, it's quite a bit larger than what a smartphone is now. But still, you get the basic idea. The screen's glossy here, you got all the apps, and then it's kind of thin here on the side. And honestly, I actually dig this thing a lot more than I thought I would. I have always liked the concept and design in a lot of ways, but I haven't heard the greatest thing about the toy since it came out, but I like it a lot more than I thought. It is thicker, but I do really like the concept of it, and I think its design is kind of neat. The screen here, you can see all the little apps on there, but only these 4 buttons work for the device, for the sounds. And I don't necessarily have a problem with it only having these buttons work for sounds, but it's kind of awkward looking for the design that these don't press. So it would have been nice if they had all the buttons at least pressable, even if these didn't do anything and these were still the sound ones. It would still be nice to have these be pressable, just so it seems more normal, and I don't know, just look-wise it fills it out. I mean, I guess if it was a real app, then you wouldn't need to press it. But still, I think it would have been nicer. It just kind of seems strange to have these 4, and that's really one of my real complaints about it. But everything else is fine. You can see, like I said, there's all the apps. Here's transformation, build, drill, call, and then you got stuff like mail, battery, weather, media, camera, that ToQger net, and then some various ToQger things. And then on the side here, you know, it says ToQ 6, ToQ Rokugo. You got a signal thing, 7:30, the time that it airs. Applichanger, the number 6. As you can see on the sides here, it's just silver, and back is orange. And there's actually a little, oops, there we go, ToQger thing right there. It says ToQger. And then you press this out, and it slides out to reveal this track here, which you're going to slide the Ressha through for transformation. And I think that's really cool. It's like a reminds me of the old Droid, where it's like a smartphone, and then you pull it up to text, except there's no texting. Instead, you're scanning a train. I don't know why the Droid didn't have that feature, but yeah, and it's got kind of like a little spring, so once you get past a certain point, it kind of springs open. But so yeah, I think it's actually pretty neat design-wise. Well, let's go ahead, and we've bored you enough with that. Let's turn it on, the little on buttons right here. And it will make that noise. So you can press any of the buttons here in this mode. They'll be relatively quiet though. And you press that there, and it will just make that noise. And it'll make this noise instead, and it's relatively quiet. But you can press the call button noise, and it is like you are getting a phone call. Alright, and then there's, I forgot to point this out with the details, there's that like generic home button. Obviously it doesn't do anything. But anyway, let's do the transformation. So we will press this button here after we open this. So open that, it will now make this noise. Press this button. Now slide it so it presses that button. So that's pretty neat. I actually really dig its little jingle for when it's waiting to transformation a little more than ToQger's one. And the sounds are really nice and clear. Alright, now this button here is to summon Build Ressha. Alright, now this button here is obviously for Drill Ressha, and since this thing does not have a scanner, it's just all activated by this button. You can just summon it now. In fact, I'll just show you by pressing the button and not even scanning the Ressha. Alright, there you have that, and then when you press this in this mode, it's just quite a bit louder. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this thing. It's very simplistic. Like I said, it doesn't have a reader, and I really didn't expect it to, especially given the fact that the ToQ Changer and the Reshas work off of these little button presses on the bottom here. So, and you would have to essentially lock it down on there if they had a reader, and that would defeat the scanning purpose. The only other way they could have done it is if these had little chips in them and this had a reader, and then they just changed the entire system of it to be more like the O's driver from Kamen Rider. That could have been neat, I suppose. Yeah, sure, it would have been neat if this thing read them somehow. But I really wasn't expecting it to, given the functions he uses. He basically, at least at this point in the show when I'm recording this, only uses these functions. But for the most part, I actually kind of dig it. Like I said, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I really like the concept of the design. I think in general the design is kind of neat. I like it better than the ToQ Changer aesthetically, just because it seems more normal. And the sounds are all really nice and clear, and I like them, and I like the whole scanning concept. My main complaints really just come from the fact that I wish all these buttons matched so they were pressable. And, you know, the only other nitpick is that it would have been cool to have a faceplate included that was like Rokugo's ticket, because that's what he uses this for, is like a ticket. also, so I thought that would have been cool and kind of a missed opportunity. But yeah, it's not a perfect changer by any means. It's kind of more like the older ones that weren't, feature rich with all these different sounds. It's more of a normal changer with normal sounds. And if you know exactly what you're getting with this and you like Rokugo, then I can recommend it. It's not the greatest changer ever, but I think it's fun for what it is, and it's not that bad. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangersrambles.com. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, this is Dawson Ryder, signing out.